Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan, or just Joe. I have a family, very rich, but I never looked up to their money because I wasn't bad myself. Smart, handsome, you know. And one day, they found me a girl, there to charm me and lead me astray. It was not easy to get rid of her, so I just lost my memory, allegedly. Look how it was. I've always been especially close to my Aunt Eliza. She had raised me since I was a child. She had a son, but he lived far away in Germany. He was studying there, and they rarely saw each other, so she gave all her attention and love to me. From childhood, it was the coolest toys, then devices, then clothes, and accessories. She gave me a personalised watch. I adored it. My auntie worked for my father's company, which I headed as of late. My father had retired for health reasons. It came out of an emergency because I became the first youngest director of an entire organisation right out of college. Aunt Eliza promised me a bright future, and I willingly believed it. Though I was lazy to work, I loved money and they loved me. Then my aunt suggested that I needed a serious relationship. Allegedly because of my age, many directors of competitive companies did not want to take me seriously, and the status of a married man will add some credibility. I didn't understand the connection and refused to get into a serious relationship in any way. Why would I need one girl when I could have many, right? Once under my aunt's pressure, I did get to know Kylie. I was surprised, to say the least. She was from a simple family, in a shabby dress and shoes. Clearly not my type of girl. I don't know how my aunt found her. She was not my level of taste. I shaved her right off, but she turned out to be a nut or clingy. In short, it was not easy to get rid of her. She was like an annoying bug. She followed me everywhere, running around. I couldn't stand it any longer, and I told her, "How much will you promise to pay? I'll give you twice as much, just back off." "Nothing." "Okay, 3 times that." "No, do you think I need the money?" "Why, don't you?" "No, I like you, and I'm not backing down." What kind of kindergarten? Fuck off, do you hear me, you scarecrow? Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror? You have no taste. Your hair is always in a horrible ponytail, and you're always... What's with the wide clothes? Do you have a lot of fat in there to hide it under big t-shirts and floor-length dresses? Kylie was embarrassed. I wanted to offend her and acted as I did with basically a lot of people I didn't like. But she still walked on her feet, in the street, in the office. Even security took her out, but she still went in. My aunt gave her a pass. "What do I have to do to get you to back off?" "Just be with me. I know you'll like me." "No, I'd rather cut my head off so I don't have to see you." "Why are you so cruel? If you cut your head off, you'd lose your memory, so you'd forget me. That's sad." "Whoa, idea, exactly. I just had to make her think I'd forgotten her, that's all. But just how? Just as I was thinking about it, I got hit by a motorcyclist while crossing the road. Kylie was next to me and she was yelling so much that my head almost exploded, but I wasn't hurt too bad. I woke up in the hospital and realised that I'd broken a leg. The pain was terrible. At first I wanted to curse and order myself to find the bastard, but I was immediately struck with a new idea when Kylie ran up to me in tears. "Jonathan, honey, are you okay?" "Who are you?" "Don't you recognise me? I'm Kylie." "Are you a doctor?" "No, I'm your... We talked to you, don't you remember me at all?" "No." That's when the doctor came in and Kylie ran out of hurt feelings. I paid the doctor to play along a little more and she would get off, the pesky wench. Later my relatives came to see me, in front of whom I also had to play a concert without a memorable one. Only my aunt wasn't there. I was surprised she wasn't there because I was waiting for her more than anyone else. Fortunately, a couple of weeks later I was discharged. The first thing I did when I got to work, asked the assistant, "I think I have an aunt, Elise. I was told she works for me. I should talk to her." But he shrugged and said she was gone the whole time. Strange. She would have to come running to me first. "We got another package yesterday in a black box." "What kind of package?" "I'm sorry, I forgot you lost your memory. We have been getting packages from strangers in a black box every day for a month now. This time it's a dead fish. Each time the contents are different, but the meaning is the same. Something dead." "Okay, get rid of it." I went to look for my aunt. I wanted to see her, and as I left the building, I noticed her standing around the corner talking to a dubious man on a bike. What? No way. I recognise him from the red helmet with the black star pattern on the bike. It was him. It was him who hit me. Why was my aunt standing with him? I got closer, and I saw her take that box, and I walked past, and my auntie didn't stop me. I could see through my glasses that the biker was in shock, but she showed him with her hand that it was okay. Kylie was waiting for me in the office. Oh shit, not her. Who are you, woman? What do you want with me? Not a woman, a girl. I brought you something to eat. Damn, that bitch knew what I liked, but I couldn't show it, so I barely turned down the stew with vegetables, even though my stomach was rumbling. I chased her out of the office, and Kylie cleaned my office floors and windows and desks and made me a coffee, which smelled good all over the office, and I ignored her. Finally, the workday was over. I texted someone and walked out, and Kylie followed me. I turned around and said, "Go away, I don't know you," and got in the car with a model I knew. She kissed me and got in my car. Yes, I paid her to play along. I just needed to get rid of Kylie. I got home and saw that we had company. As I walked up to Dad's office, I heard them talking to my aunt. They were discussing me and my aunt's son, Liam. My aunt subtly hinted that Liam was back from school and ready to start work. She also hinted that with my condition, running a company was dangerous. My father agreed with her. I felt uncomfortable. I ran out onto the street and realised all of this time my aunt was only stalling for time so that her son had time to study. Apparently, she'd ordered my accident. She didn't expect me to survive. She had sent me these nasty packages, intimidating me, and she had sent me Kylie. But why is this girl still running after me? If I'm already useless, I had to check something out. I went to a coffee shop, had some alcohol, and asked my assistant to call Kylie. She came running to me an hour later in her pyjamas. Poor thing. Already asleep, apparently. She paid the bill. I pretended not to be able to stand. She dragged me all the way and yelled loudly that I shouldn't drink because I should take care of myself. Finally, she got tired and we sat down on a bench. I bowed my head and lay my head on her feet, and she stroked my hair and said, "Jonathan, you can't drink like that. You can't drink alone either. It's not easy for you. I had a different opinion of you. I wanted to make money from your aunt just playing the part, and then I fell in love. What am I supposed to do? I was supposed to bore you and distract you, and now what? I don't know what's in your aunt's head, but I think there's something wrong," she said. I knew I could trust her. I got up and decided to have a serious talk with her. I knew that Kylie worked for the competition. She's a PR manager and has access to a lot of things, which was exactly what I needed. And Kylie almost fainted there, but then she came to her senses. The next morning, when I got to the office, there was a commotion. People were walking around the building and making noise, and they were taking away our documents, things and everything they saw. They were supposedly checking, but I knew who was doing it. My father came right away and yelled at me so much that I was drooling. My father said it was my fault that I had signed the wrong documents and that I had illegally sold some big projects to competitors. "You let me down, son. I had hoped that despite the failure in your memory, you could still run the company. But no, I was wrong about you," he said. Then my aunt came in smiling and hugging me, saying she was sympathetic. After her, Liam came in, the bastard. My aunt told me that tomorrow I had to make room for a new supervisor. "It's only temporary, just while you're being vetted and rehabilitated," she said. I was angry, but I didn't have to show it. I decided to wait for Kylie for now. Silently, I left the office and got what I needed in the evening. Next came a meeting with the company's executives, my father and Aunt Eliza, and Liam was there. They unanimously decided to send me out of the office to be fired. "Your last wish, Jonathan." "Thank you all for being here today. I apologise for what I'm about to ask you to do. However, it is a necessity for the good of the company." Everyone was surprised and tensed up. I turned on the projector and showed a video of my aunt interacting with the man who ran me over. All the footage from the cameras in our building had been deleted, but there was still footage from the building across the street, which Kylie got me. Also, Kylie showed me all the contents of our office, projects and documents. As you can see, it wasn't the prosecutor's office that was doing the audit, as we were told. It was employees of another company, disguised as prosecutors and tax collectors. "This is a lawsuit! Who dared?" My aunt huddled in her chair. "Auntie, do you have anything to say? Why are you silent? You did this, didn't you? Here's more footage of you going in and out of that building. You have a pass, right? And yes, that man on the motorcycle is Liam. They're taking his bike out of my aunt's garage right now. That's where Kylie is keeping an eye on things, and the police are here for you too." I smiled, the commotion rising even more. What was the bottom line? Wanted to shave the girl, but stayed with her, but leaked the main enemy of the family, the closest person to me.